We're going to go over how to create your photo story once you have your images all selected. I'm going to go down to the Start menu and I'm just going to do a search for PhotoStory. And there it is, PhotoStory3. I'm going to begin a new story because I haven't started. If you've already started a project but you haven't finished it, you can hit Edit a Project. Now I just hit Next. This step, the first step, I need to put my pictures in that I'm going to use. I created a folder and I just put all the pictures I wanted to use in there. I can either select all my images by dragging a box, or I can just hit Control A and that will select everything. Now I'm going to hit OK. My pictures are all in there. If I want to change the order, if I don't like where the pictures are, I can move them around. If I have things in there that shouldn't have been in there, I can hit delete, get rid of them. So now my pictures are all in. I can also, if I wanted to, edit the picture itself. I can crop, I can rotate, do anything that I might need to. You can add effects in this one. You can change them to black and white. You can wash out the colors. You can go to a negative. There's all kinds of different effects. Anytime you go into the windows, however, you need to make sure you hit save, otherwise it will not keep the changes you made. I'm just going to hit close. No, I don't want to save that. Once I have them all in the right order, I can hit next and move on to the next step. In this step, I'm going to add any text. So I'm going to put a title in here. One of the requirements for your photo story was to have text in it. So I put a little title, I called it Cute Little Kittens. I can edit that text by going to the text editor. I can change the color. I can change the font, make it bold or italic, and sizes. Once I get the text on one slide, I can move on to my other slides and put whatever text that I might want on there. And keep moving along. Can't see it. I would need to, this would be an example of one that I should change the color on. Go to a white. Hit OK. Look at that. So I would go through, add any text. Once I have all my text in, I can hit next. This is where I start adding my transitions and motions. So in here, I'm going to go into Customize, and there's two things I can do. One, I can create a start and stop point where I want my slide to start and end, and it will motion through. I can preview that and see how it looks. The other thing I can do in here, there's a Transitions tab. So I can preview different transitions and see if there's one that I like. Once I'm done, I need to make sure I hit save, and it will save all the changes I've made. And then I can close. I would go to my next image, customize motion. I can adjust, or I can add transitions, whatever I want to do. Save when it's finished, close it out. Once I have all of my transitions done, I can hit next. There's two options I can put in for my background music. I can either select a file that I already have, or I can put some of the pre-generated generic music in that they have on here. Most of this music is not very good. It's just basically sound. There's different genres that we can put in. Within the genres, there's different styles. If you could actually find something that's good in here, you could consider using it. But it's pretty corny, like 80s style. Once I get my music in, I can hit next. Then I want to name it my PhotoStory. I want to select what I'm going to be playing it on. I'm going to be playing it on a computer, so I'm going to select computer. I want to make sure I save it out in my Z drive. Then I just hit next. And it's going to create my photo story. I also want to make sure I save a project file too. This will allow me to go back and make changes to it if I don't like the photo story it created. So I'm also going to create a project file and save that in my Z as well. That way I can go back and edit my photo story. I can now view it. Music doesn't really go with kittens, but it's music. Another thing to consider is timing your story so that an entire song actually can fit in it as well. So that's PhotoStory in a nutshell. It's relatively easy, pretty straightforward.